Hi everybody, here we are with the latest Predator from Hot Toys. This is the AVP Scar Predator version 2. This is the newer version. I used to have the original version. If you want to see videos on that, check back on my channel if you had to see it, but I sold it purely because this one is 100 times better. A lot of people will say, you know, why the hell did you sell it? It's a collector's item. Yes, it was worth a lot of money a few years ago, but just lately the value of those figures has dropped. There are people on eBay asking bloody ridiculous money, sort of £1,500 for that sort of figure, and that is just stupid. Who the hell's going to pay that sort of money for a figure that is only probably worth about £250 maximum? So I sold mine. I think I sold him for about 220 quid, which I thought was pretty good. It's roughly what I paid for him, so I broke even, so I wasn't too bothered. And this guy, well, what can I say? He is superb. This is, I would say, my favourite Predator at the moment in my collection. To me, he is better than the Samurai Pred. Mainly because this was one of my favourite Predators anyway, the Scar. My favourite Predator that's been in the films is Celtic, and they are bringing him out next year. I did have the original Celtic and I've sold him. I sold him for about the same price as Scar, about $225, which I think is a fair price. Again, people are asking stupid money for that figure. So I'm going to shut up for the moment and give you a head to toe look. I haven't got him in any pose at the moment, but I will pose him throughout the video with his different weapons and his mask off as well. So I'll give you a head to toe look. Move him to the side so you can have a look from the side. Mask fits perfectly. It's quite a bulky figure actually, quite a bulky body, and obviously he looks bulkier because of the amount of armour he's got on. So it's quite impressive when he's standing up against the other Predators in my collection. Hopefully Hot Toys will release Chopper as well. Be interesting to see how that one will look. I'm sure they will. Why just release 2? A lot of people preferred Chopper. I've still got the original version of Chopper. I won't sell him if Hot Toys don't make another one. So that's just a quick look around the figure. What I'll do now is tell you what he comes with, and then I'll do a few poses with some of his weapons. So as usual with all the new Hot Toys figures now, he comes pre-assembled in the box. All you have to do first of all is pull his head off and put his necklace on. So this is one of the accessories he comes with, his bone trophy necklace. You've got the bone trophies on this side. When I spin him round again, you'll notice that he's got a spine on the other side of his necklace. You just slip it on his body, put the head back on. The head comes off quite easily. Obviously he's got his biomask. Show you that in a bit more detail. This biomask is better than the version 1 figure. The hoses you have to put in. I would have preferred the hoses to be a little bit longer because they only just, you put them in there, they only just reach around the back here. So if you turn his head to the right too much, they're going to pull out. So it would have been nice if they'd been a little bit longer, but I doubt if I'm going to pose this guy with his mask on. I'm not sure yet. I might actually buy another one of these guys. He comes with his shoulder cannon. Yeah, look at that. You have to put this on, and it's much more articulated than the original. You've got a joint there, so you can bend it there. You've got a joint here as well, so you can bend it there, and you can also swivel it round, which is a lot more than what you could have done with the original. It also has the pumping action like the original version, and it's just slightly more detailed than the original. The whole detailing on this figure is much better than the original. The paint apps are slightly better as well. Although the paint apps on the original were very good, this is just much better. The body's better proportioned as well than the original. He's got his closed shuriken at the front. I'll show you his other shuriken in a minute. But just look at the paint detail on that. Sort of weathered sort of look. Really is superb. Really do love this figure. Definitely right up there with my top Preds, or top figures in my collection. The dreads are rubberized. You can't pose them. With the original one, it was a tougher plastic with like wiring inside, so you could actually pose that and spray it out. But they did stick out a bit. This one, because it's more new and improved, the dreads do fall down nicely. Sorry, just clear my throat. A bit further down, it's more of a leathery type material. On the original version it was more cloth, so this does sit a lot better. Here we have his gauntlets with his extended wrist blades. On the original you only had one set of wrist blades, and they would go in and out. They would only come to about this distance. But for this figure, in the film, his wrist blades were a lot larger, so they've got that more accurate. I'll show you those in a little while. And on this side, very highly detailed detonator. Really nice inside, great detailing. This is his net gun, or net launcher, that only Scar had. So what does he come with? He's got 6 hands. He's got these fisted hands. Now I've never really liked these hands much. I don't like the way the thumb sticks up. I would have preferred it if it was more of a clenched fist where the thumb was inside the fingers, but I'm not going to show him with these hands anyway. But that's just one little gripe. I just do not like that sculpt. He's got this hand here, which is used for holding his knife, which I'll show you in a little while. He's also got more of an open palmed hand. This is for holding his spear, which again I will show you in a little while. And then he's got 2 open palmed hands. These are the ones that I'm probably going to show him with. Great detailing, nice paint apps. The original version, the hands were a lot more flexible. It was a lighter, softer rubber, so you could bend the fingers. This one it's not, it's just moulded. So he comes with 3 different sizes of blades. The blades that come on him in the pack are these, they're smaller, and these are die cast metal, and they are sharp. These ones come on the figure. When I pulled them out, they were quite stiff. I cut my fingers. So be careful when handling these, because they are bloody sharp. There's the small ones. And you've got the slightly larger ones, medium size. And then the ones that probably most people are going to show him with is the large extended ones. He's also got his open shuriken. This is plastic. This is virtually the same as the one that came with the original Scar Predator that I had. This is plastic, It would have been nice to have had it metal, but then I suppose if this was metal it would have pushed the price up a little bit. So it's a lot more intricate, a lot more involved with this. But that, I'm not too bothered. I doubt if I'll show him with that. Here we have his two sets of mandibles. These are the open mandibles, which you will get a look at a bit later on. And the closed mandibles. You'll be able to see these details and the brilliant paint apps on these when it's on the figure. And here's his jaw, which obviously you have to take off to get the mask on. Standard Hot Toys stand. On his right shin is his blade. You have to put this on. The original did have this, but the original one was made out of plastic, and this is die-cast metal. Very nice touch by Hot Toys to have done that. They could have so easily just done it cheaply and made it out of plastic, which is why I can't really understand why this is plastic, but never mind. Nicely detailed, great handle, big improvement on the original. Fits nicely in the sheath, which just pushes into a little hole on the side. And round the back we have his extendable spear, which is exactly the same as the original. There's a clip on the back, you just push it in. Now just to show you, it does extend. It's quite large, but I'll tell you what, I'll show you that when I've got it in his hand when I'm posing him up. And there's his medikit. Would have been nice if this could have opened up, but I guess you can't have everything. And great paint apps. There's the other part of his bone trophy necklace. There's the spine, a little bit of blood in it. This is the light up mechanism. It plugs in, I think it is just here. There's a switch on the side, flick that, and this part here, his laser tracker, switches on red. I'm not going to show you that because I've taken the battery out. As I stated in previous videos of mine, I always take the batteries out of these light up feature figures because they do tend to leak, and when they leak they ruin the figure, and that's a 150-200 pound figure knackered. So there's just a quick sort of overview of the actual figure. What I'm going to do now is do a few poses with some of his weapons. Probably take about another 8-9 minutes on this video for doing that, and then I'll give you my overall score. I'm going to start scoring my figures now. So when we come back, he will be posed up. Okay, here I've got him showing off his sword in his hand, or his knife. Be careful when putting the hands in. I've found that the holes in the actual hands tend to be, on my figure anyway, a little bit smaller than the actual peg. So it takes quite a bit of pushing in, and you have to be careful when pushing these in because you don't want to rip the netting, which I forgot to mention earlier. This is an actual fabric netting that goes over the body. The joints are stiff, but they will bend, but do be careful, don't really force it, just, you know, give it a little bit of oomph when bending it, but not too much. Got his legs slightly extended forward here. Okay, it's just a very simple pose, nothing too dramatic. I don't want to overdo it with this figure. I've got the shoulder cannon facing where he's looking, obviously, as it would do. Okay, and when I come back we'll show him in another pose. Okay, here I have him with his mask off and his open mandible look, and he's holding his shuriken, getting ready to throw it out. extended the legs out a little bit more. This has got like a ball joint, so it's quite easy to sort of open the legs up. Just give you a closer look at this face, if I can get in there. Absolutely superb paint apps on that face, great detailing, nice piercing eyes. They've actually got the pink inside the mouth pretty good, better than previous ones. They tended to go OTT with the pink and made it a bit too bright, but not with this figure. What I will say about these blades, there is a certain way of putting them in. If I put this blade on the top and this blade on the bottom, they will be close right up together. So you've got to do it like this so they've opened up. But you'll just have to experiment with that when you put them in. Nice sort of action pose. Getting ready to deal the pain. You can see with the head sculpt, on this camera it's a lot lighter than what it actually is in hand. It's actually a bit darker than this. You can just about make out his scar. There you go. That's better. Now you can see his face a bit better. So you have to put the bottom jaw in when you take the mask off. Okay, when we come back, I'll have him in another pose, probably with the spear. So nothing too different from the previous pose, but this time he's got the spear in his hand, fully extended. And I can now give you a better look at his face now that it's not covered up. Hopefully we'll get it to focus. There we go. Just look at that. Freaking awesome. I'll give you a side-on view with the mandibles open. So I've got his shoulder cannon facing up because he won't be using it. Yes, this is a little bit lighter than the actual face. They could have probably painted that a little bit better. But most of the time, if you're going to show him like this, you're going to see him from the head on, and you can't really notice that. Again, that side's a little bit better. You can see the brown has extended down a little bit more onto this part of his mandibles. So if they'd done that on the other side, it would have been spot on. That's just something they've missed there. This figure is just, sorry for my swearing, but it's fucking unbelievable. So I'll do one more pose with the closed mandible look, and then I'll give you my overall score for this figure. Okay, and finally we have him with his closed mandible look. There's a couple more little details I want to show you on this figure before I finish, but you can really see the eyes there. Superb look to the eyes. I don't think the actual, I don't think they were green in the film. I'm not 100% sure, but these mandibles do clip in nice and tightly, so they're not going to fall out. They got the paint a little bit better on these mandibles. But if you've got this figure on order, you will not be disappointed. Trust me, it is absolutely superb. I cannot praise this figure highly enough. I've got him holding his mask here. This is possibly how I might just stand him in the detolf. Down on the feet. I didn't show you his feet. I'll show you these in a bit more detail. Nice detailing on the feet with these blades. Now with mine, when it came in the box, this blade here broken off, as you can see, comes out. It's plastic, but it just fits straight back on. Not a problem. Maybe a little bit of crazy glue on that, keep it in. But all in all, my final thoughts on this figure. Marks out of 10. Well, he's not 100% perfect. If he'd had the open, if the medikit could open up, it'd be nice, but you didn't actually see it in the film, so that's probably why they haven't done it. There's his clip for his spear. I say, overall score, I've got to give this guy a 9.5 out of 10. I don't think any figure is going to ever get the perfect 10 out of 10. Celtic, when he comes, if he's anything like this guy, he could be very close to a 10. I'm not sure if they're going to have him with a removable mask. Probably not, because he didn't remove it in the film. But if they did, hopefully they might sculpt the face a little bit, put a little bit of different spin on the face. But seeing as both these figures were made virtually at the same time, if they do have one, if Celtic does come where you can remove the face mask, I would say the head sculpt's probably going to be exactly the same as this, with a couple of little paint differences maybe, and obviously you won't have the scar in his forehead there. But if you haven't got a Predator figure, I keep saying this every time a Predator figure comes out, but if you haven't got one and you're thinking of buying one that really truly represents Predators, this is the one to get. Or maybe the Predator 2. The Predator 2 figure is very nice. I'll probably do a video at a later stage with them standing side by side. Say, I am thinning out my Predator collection. I'm keeping all the newer body bonds. I am contemplating selling my Guardian Predator. I'm in two minds whether to sell him with no pieces missing, or take a few bits off of him, sell him in parts so I can make my own custom Predator using the Gort mask, a couple of his weapons. But probably not. I'll probably end up selling him fully kitted up. Not sure what I'll sell him for yet. Again, probably about the £200 mark, purely because he doesn't look right with the rest of the Predators now. Body wise, he's a lot thinner than these guys. These guys are more muscular. If I could strip him down and put his armour onto one of these bodies, then maybe I might keep Guardian. I'll have to experiment with that when I pull him apart. Anyway, as I said, top figure. This has to be my favourite figure in my collection at the moment. I have got a lot of really nice figures that I love in my collection, but this guy just pips them all as the top one for me anyway. So I'm not going to waffle on anymore. Just going to give you a final look at the guy. I might try and do a custom base for him. So until my next video, which will probably be the painted Zombicide figures from Toxic City Mall, and then maybe a Kai Arts figure video, and hopefully, fingers crossed, if my broken part replacement for my Catwoman turns up this week, she will be the next Hot Toys figure that I do. I have had her for about a month and a half now, but I say, because of that broken bit, I'm not willing to do a video on her. So until next time, as always, thanks guys for watching, and go out and get this guy before his price shoots up, because it is going to. This guy is selling out fast. Get in there now. In a month's time you're probably going to be paying $30–40 more, and each month I reckon he's going to keep going up. So until next time, take care, keep collecting, and I hope you enjoyed this video.